So TEKASHI69's sentencing date has been released and it's actually been moved forward. He's now due to be sentenced on December 18th, 2019. And it's quite significant because he was due to be sentenced on January 24th, I believe. However, his attorneys requested it to be moved forward, and also, more importantly, potentially, the prosecutor also put in a bid to the judge to ask for TEKASHI69 to be sentenced earlier, which implies to me if the prosecutor and Tekashi, I guess he wants to see his date ASAP anyway, but the fact that the prosecutor and Tekashi are working hand in hand, that implies to me that, listen, he might be out by Christmas, bottom line, and rightly so. I've got to be honest, listen, when you snitch on everyone, when you snitch on a whole squad, you've done all the work for the prosecutor. So I don't see how he's going to spend more time in jail. He's already done a year. And that's a long ass time, even for a snitch to do a year, especially someone like Tekashi, who's a hip hop, a dude who's out here. So yeah, anyway, I just want a quick video, just to let people know, Tekashi will soon be out. Lord Tekashi, King Tekashi will soon be out, soon back, taking no L's. Listen, people who are sour, you get a lot of people these days, you know, who are sour about Tekashi snitching and whatnot. Number one, 99% of the people who are mad at Tekashi have never spent a day in jail. That's the first thing. Second thing is, everyone laughing and pointing at Tekashi. People like Snoop. Snoop is also a snitch. All these people, Jim Jones is also a snitch. All these people who get arrested for all these things, who do all these illegal acts and don't end up in jail, they're also snitches. That's the second thing. The third thing is, what about all the big gangsters? What about Frank Lucas and all them man there? Alpo. What about all them who are all they're actually pure bread and bread gangsters who ended up what? They ended up snitching. So for people to sit there and point and laugh at Tekashi, he had purple hair. He had green hair. He was a little Mexican youth. He was always going to fold. What's more important to me is why aren't people pointing and laughing at all these so-called OGs who served heaps of narcotics to their communities, and then when it came to repaying their debt to society, ended up folding? They're the ones who you really need to be pointing at and laughing at and having problems with. Not Tekashi. Tekashi was what he said in the tin. He was a rapper, a wannabe rapper, and during his prime as such, during the time he was out, we all knew he was a wannabe. We all knew he weren't about it. So why is it a shock now that he's snitching? Especially when we've got hardened gangsters like Alpo, like Lucas. There's heaps of them. There's loads of them. In fact, all of them. They're just the black ones. You got the other ones. You got the Italian gangsters. Sammy the Rat Gravano. That's just to name one. There's heaps more. I couldn't name them all, but bottom line is, within Italian organisations, there's heaps of snitches. Mexican organisations, heaps of snitches. Black organisations, heaps of snitches. And these are actually, Tekashi was never a hardened gangster. Sammy the Bull Gravano killed 18 people and then turned state witness. He actually went against the Don of all Dons, John Gotti himself. So with that in mind, is it really a shock to see a guy with purple hair flipping? Absolutely not. And in my opinion, he needs to be released. We need Tekashi back. We need King Tekashi back, taking no L's. And let's say other things as well, just before I go. Tekashi told everyone, at the start, from the top, he don't take no L's. Was you expecting him to sit down for 40 years? For what? So you were expecting him to get a 40-year bid for people who were extorting him, for people who were robbing him, for people who were messing with his baby mums. You was expecting him to do a 40-year bid for them when he already told you he ain't taking no L's. I'm the same as Tekashi. I ain't taking no L's. I ain't doing no 40 years for you. Especially not when everything else was going on. You best believe I'm checking out. I'll see you guys later. Because let's get it right. When everyone was extorting him and kidnapping him, it was all fun and games. It was all, yeah man, Treyway, he needs to be super violated. We gonna super violate Tekashi. That's what they were saying. And now when it comes to repaying their debt to society for doing all these crimes, they now want to cry about, oh man, they all want to cry and not do their time. You're doing your time. And rightly so. Tekashi will be back on road. King Tekashi will be back ASAP. Out for Christmas. Once again, taking absolutely no L's. And because who can serve him now? If Feds can't serve him an L. He's out after a year. Listen, people sitting there saying he's a snitch and whatnot. He'll be back making bangers, number one. And number two, So Tekashi's proven not even the feds can hand him an L. Because if the feds could hand him an L, he'd be in there for 40 years. He beat a 40-year charge. How he beat it is irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. All we know about Tekashi is he promised to take absolutely no L's, and he's doing that. Rightly so. All these so-called hardened gangsters got played by a man with yellow and purple hair. That there is what you call Tekashi don't take L's. Tekashi hands L's out. He hands an L to all them man there, Shotty and all the other idiots that he sent down. They've been handed big L's. He's getting a big dub for Christmas, out for Christmas. Sat down for a year, had a relax. If anything, I spoke to Tekashi myself. He said, listen, I've been having a rest, ready to come out and smash up the game again and take no L's. And you can best believe when he comes out, people best be on their best P's and Q's, because if they start messing about, they'll end up with another Fed case. That's what we do know. So everyone planning to do this and do that, they best watch out, because Tekashi's gonna be watched and guarded by the feds. He's got federal protection. And people sit there and laugh as if that's not a good thing. Federal protection means you're safe. That's the best protection you can get. Never mind paying for bodyguards. Tekashi's got the feds watching him. That's the best thing you can get. Anyway, King Tekashi, back for Christmas. Haters and whatnot will carry on hating, and the king will be back.